So Melania's been nowhere to be found on the campaign trail with Donald Trump. She didn't even show up at the debate with Donald Trump. When Donald Trump spoke at Miami, you can see the front row right there is all of the Trump children and family, but there's no seat there for Melania because she refuses to show up. But what she is doing is sending a powerful message to Donald and to the MAGA supporters, and that is screw you. Today, she took a photo with her personal stylist, Herve Pierre Braillard. And Herve Pierre Braillard is paid $18,000 a month from Donald Trump's Political Action Committee for strategic consulting to be Melania's stylist. So yes, the purported billionaire's wife using PAC money, $18,000 a month from Mr. and Mrs. Magadonia to pay for her stylist strategic consulting services. You see it there, $18,000 a month, more than $600 a day. And by the way, look at Herve Pierre Braillard in this photo because Melania wanted this photo out there. She wants everyone to know that she's having the time of her life without Donald, with her stylist, who's getting paid now close to $400,000. I think it's more like $500,000 now from the Trump Save America PAC. By the way, seems like Herve Pierre Braillard himself probably needs a stylist right there. Now, you may remember Herve Pierre Braillard. He's the one who helped dress Melania in that infamous outfit where she wore the green jacket emblazoned with the words, "I really don't care, do you?" back in 2018 when she took a visit to children separated from their parents at the U.S. border. Just think about it. She went to visit children separated from parents at the border by Donald Trump's horrific policies where he divided families up, and she wore a shirt that says, "I don't really care, do you?" That's what she wore there. Now you can contrast that to Dr. Jill Biden in her first trip abroad at a NATO summit. Remember what Dr. Jill Biden wore? Because the contrast between the Bidens and the Trumps is oh so clear. Like, just remember what Dr. Jill Biden wore. Not, "I really don't care, do you?" She wore a jacket that says love during her first trip NATO overseas during the NATO summit in 2021. Watch Dr. Jill Biden right here.
Explain the message on the back of your jacket, ma'am, if you're willing.
Oh, the love?
Yes.
Well, I think that we're bringing love from America. I think that this is a global conference and we're trying to bring unity across the globe. And I think that's important right now, that people feel a sense of unity for all the countries and feel a sense of hope after this year of the pandemic. Well, we're hoping to, I think, focus on education. And of course, Joe and I are both looking forward to meeting the Queen. And that's an exciting part of the visit for us. So anyway, we've looked forward to this for weeks and now we're finally here, and it's been, it's a beautiful beginning. So thank you all for being here.
So going back to Melania, as she refuses to show up at any of Trump's events, but taking her glam pictures with her stylist who's being paid all this money, telling Mr. and Mrs. Magadonia, keep that money coming. The grift continues. It's like every single holiday with Melania, she sells something. Mother's Day, her love and gratitude. Buy the Mother's Day necklace from Melania at melaniatrump.com. You want to go to Memorial Day? Buy the Fortitude collection. Celebrate our service members, our nation, and our freedom at usamemorabilia.com/fortitude. You want to talk about July 4th? Yeah, Melania would always sell stuff then as well, that you can buy the USA pins, or you can buy the Be Best Initiative stuff, or buy the 1776 collection, 6 limited edition collectibles available exclusively at usamemorabilia.com, who she has a deal with. And look, Melania refuses to be near Donald Trump. You may have seen this clip that we played before where at Mar-a-Lago, Donald Trump tried to lure Melania out of Mar-a-Lago to be next to him by giving her a fake award for helping the children. And he had one of his MAGA guests present this award, but she refused to show up. So Donald Trump accepted the award on her behalf. Do you remember this moment? Here, play this clip.
On board. We want to take this opportunity. I know my First Lady couldn't get here, but we want to give Melania Trump the Child Advocacy Award because she did so much for children when she was First Lady. So, sir, this is for Melania. Please make your way to the...
So you ever feel like your morning coffee is more like a roller coaster than a smooth ride? Today's sponsor is for the caffeine junkies who find themselves in an endless cycle of coffee highs and lows. Mud water is a coffee alternative to get your energy fix without your heart doing jazz hands every morning. Mud water is like coffee's chill, yoga-loving cousin who went on a spiritual retreat and came back more zen and without any of the jitters. Imagine being alert and calm at the same time while not having trouble falling asleep at night. Not only does mud water give you that morning boost you need, but it's also packed with adaptogens, antioxidants, and all of those other fancy health words that make you feel superior to your coffee drinking friends. I've been using mud water for a few weeks now, and I've got to say it's a game changer for me. The blend I received had some chai, it's delicious. Hot chocolate-like flavor, my favorite. Just a hint of caffeine, my favorite part. No jitters, no crash. I felt focused and calm throughout the day. I even tried it iced like my usual cold brew. It was fantastic. Plus, the free rechargeable frother they send makes mixing it up a breeze. For a limited time, our listeners get up to 43% off your entire order, 43% off your entire order, free shipping, and a free rechargeable frother with our exclusive link. So head to MUDWTR.com/Meidas. That's up to 43% off your order at MUDWTR.com/Meidas, MEIDAS. After you purchase, they ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that MeidasTouch sent you. Start your morning ritual today, your new morning ritual, that is. But look, folks, Melania's life is one big grift. Whether it's taking over $400,000, $500,000 from her supporters, or Trump supporters, Mr. and Mrs. Magadonia, to fund $18,000 a month for her stylist. I mean, just think about that. Could you imagine if it was the other way? If Dr. Jill Biden was spending $18,000 a month of PAC money on a stylist? But Mr. and Mrs. Magadonia, I know that they want to spend their hard-earned money to help a purported billionaire's wife get free stylist services. But remember, as we approach the convention right now, in the RNC convention in Milwaukee, do you remember in 2016 where Melania literally stole word for word the convention speech that was given by Michelle Obama? Do you remember that moment right there? Let me show you this. Play this clip.
The values that you work hard for what you want in life.
For what you want in life.
That your word is your bond.
That you do what you say you're going to do.
Keep your promise.
That you treat people with dignity and respect, because we want our children and all children in this nation to know that the only limit to the height of your achievements is the reach of your dreams and your willingness to work hard for them.
It's literally word for word Michelle Obama's speech Melania took and acted like it was her speech. then you just got to always go back. Whenever we talk about Melania, where's Melania? It is so important that we talk about where did Donald Trump and Melania meet? They met at the Kit Kat Club, where a modeling agency that would bring in Eastern European women and introduce the models to the wealthy Manhattan businessmen. They'd hold these parties at the Kit Kat Club in New York, and that's where Donald Trump met Melania, and then her visa was expedited. She got an Einstein visa. She claims she speaks 7 languages. There's no proof of that. I've spoke to her former best friend, Stephanie Winston Wolkoff, who says she doesn't speak 7 languages, and that's BS. They pretend Melania's like this big-time fashion model, which she was absolutely not. The whole thing is a grift. It's just like Donald Trump. And then you just kind of think about it, right? I showed you what Melania wore. I don't care about anything. Do you? When she's visiting the children separated from their parents. You compare that to Dr. Jill Biden wearing the love outfit. You see the split screen, Melania stealing Michelle Obama's speech right there. I showed you Dr. Jill Biden, her first trip to NATO. But I just want you to think about this. I just want you to think about this too. As Melania is out there grifting, Donald Trump is giving speeches where he says he doesn't even know what NATO was before he became president. He doesn't know what NATO is. Here, play this clip.
I didn't even know what the hell NATO was too much before, but it didn't take me long to figure it out, like about 2 minutes. And the first thing I figured out was they weren't paying. We were paying almost fully for NATO.
And compare that to what President Biden said on Wednesday, where he was showcasing the strength of the NATO alliance on its 75th anniversary. Here, play this clip.
An overwhelming bipartisan majority of Americans understand that NATO makes us all safer. The fact that both Democratic and Republican parties are represented here today is a testament to that fact. The American people know that all the progress we've made in the past 75 years has happened behind the shield of NATO. And the American people understand what would happen if there was no NATO. Another war in Europe, American troops fighting and dying, dictators spreading chaos, economic collapse, catastrophe. Americans, they know we're stronger with our friends, and we understand this is a sacred obligation. As President Reagan put it, and I quote, "If our fellow democracies are not secure, we cannot be secure. If you are threatened, we are threatened. If you're not at peace, we cannot be at peace." Reagan knew it then, and we know it now. Our nations will continue to keep faith with what we pledged in years to come.
That's why there's the one-to-one comparison on all of these things. Let me just show you this clip of Melania here as well. Back in 2016, look, Melania's entire background is shrouded in massive question marks. Why'd she get this Einstein visa? What was she really doing here in the United States? She's not really, it was a supermodel, but they claim she is. The languages that she speaks. How did her parents get expedited? So you go through over and over again all of these things, and you compare him to President Biden, you compare him to Dr. Jill Biden. You have all of these comparisons. Let me just play for you this clip right here of Melania, and you can see just like the venom, though, that she spews when she turns it on. Play this clip.
But what is this with the birth certificate obsession? Did he ask to see yours when you met him?
I needed to put mine anyway, because if you want to become an American citizen, you need to put the birth certificate.
Right.
I have a birth certificate from Slovenia. And do you want to see President Obama birth certificate or not?
I've seen it.
It's not the birth certificate.
Well, it's a certificate of live birth, right, which they get. But Melania, if he insists on what he's saying, then no one in Hawaii can ever run for president, because they all get the same live birth certificate.
Well, but they need to have...
Midler is finished, for example.
They need to have, and in one way, it will be very easy if President Obama just show it. And because it's not only Donald who wants to see it. It's American people. who voted for him and who didn't vote for him. They want to see that.
But it's on display in Chicago. We've seen it on the internet. We've seen it. It's not the same as yours, but it's a certificate of live birth.
Well, we feel it's different than, you know, birth certificate.
All right. Well, I think you should give it up at this point.
Well, it's not. It's not him that it's bringing up. It's the media all the time, all the time. His points are really about bringing back the jobs.
So Melania taking photos, bragging about all the money that is going to her stylist. You judge for yourself, folks. You tell me what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 3 million together.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.